Hi yo, what's happening man? What's going on y'all? Hello everybody and welcome to another video here with me in my corny natural voice. In this video we're going to have a reaction video from me. I've got a video here on my screen and the video's name is, hold on, the name of the video is Wernher von Braun, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it properly. Explains the possibility to reach the moon. Man and the Moon, December 28th, 1955. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting. I started watching it for a bit of fun, and I like to watch some of these old videos, you know, sometimes they're funny, interesting, and but I found that, you know, I may as well restart the video and just do a real live reaction video to this. Now the video is pretty long, I must remind everybody, okay, this video's for you, I mean, it's just under half an hour, okay, it's 28 minutes. So let's see my live reaction to this, and we'll see, you know, how far we've come in technology and Martian exploration, Martian land exploration. Don't get your alien freak on there, alien rape motherfuckers. Get y'all shit back to planet Earth, homeboy, homegirl. Yeah, so I don't know who the fuck this kid is right here. Let's go.
Here to reveal a plan for a trip around the moon is the chief of the guided missile development at the United States Army's Redstone Arsenal,
Damn.
Dr. Wernher von Braun.
That's where your money's going?
A voyage around the moon must be made in two phases.
Shit, you Irish or
A
what?
rocket ship taking off from the Earth's surface
German.
will use almost all the fuel it can carry just to attain a speed great enough to balance the pull of gravity.
Fuck the what? That's a goddamn fright right there, kid.
Unpowered, it will then keep circling the Earth in an orbit outside of the
Yeah, I don't look
atmosphere.
like no moon.
This is the first phase. However, if we can refuel the ship in this
Thunderbird,
orbit
man.
with fuel brought up by cargo rocket ships, it can set out on the second
Bring
phase,
your ass back.
the trip around the moon
Yeah.
and back.
The Earth, you know what I'm saying?
To facilitate this refueling
This
operation,
guy's a plumber
we will
too.
establish an advanced base in the orbit,
Come on,
1,000
bro.
miles above the Earth.
Fuck that shit.
This advanced base, or space station,
No, man.
will be headquarters for the final ascent to the moon.
You got a Welsh accent, man?
Our space satellite will have the shape of a wheel,
Fuck, you got that from
measuring
some wheelchair,
200
man.
feet across.
For real.
This outside rim will contain living and working
You
quarters
sure?
for a crew of 50 men.
For real, for sure.
Just below the radio and radar antenna is the atomic reactor.
God damn, man.
Its heat will be used to drive a turbo generator, which supplies the station with electricity. Access
Come
to
on,
the
man.
station will be through an airlock
Come
in the
on,
hub.
man.
The three large spokes are
Come on,
elevator
man. Get the
shafts.
spokes there for
And
real.
the-
Look, man, come on. Stop playing, kid. Give grandma back her wheelchair wheels. You know what I mean, man. Something's gotta be done about it. This is abuse right here, man. Shit.
Small pipes are used as condensers for the turbo generator of the air
Man.
conditioning plant.
There's too much piping going
The
on
entire
here. shit.
wheel will slowly rotate
Fuck
at 3
that.
revolutions per minute.
Amusement park shit.
The resulting centrifugal force
Oh, no.
will produce an artificial gravity for the men in the rim.
Oh, yeah, what they say.
Notice that the floors are placed so that the men stand
So
with
they
their
gotta
heads
walk
towards
up
the
and
hub.
down ramps, fucking
The
curved.
wheel is
floor
divided
and
into
shit.
9 sections.
Come on
The first
now.
section is headquarters and
Dizzy
communications.
already, communicate your
The next
ass.
section will be for Earth weather
the best.
observation
Wow.
and prediction.
Pretty
Military reconnaissance experts,
Military?
aided
Why
by
you want
powerful
the military
optical
up
and
there,
radar
though?
telescopes,
shit.
will observe every point on the globe
Can't even
as the
spit in
space
peace
station
off the
makes its
planet.
complete trip around the Earth
Wow.
every 2 hours.
Hey, where's the
Next is the
section?
emergency hospital section,
Oh, thank
and
Christ.
then the astronomy division, where men will keep an eye on the rocket ship as it makes its trip around the moon.
Waste your goddamn cash.
The rest of the space station will house calculating machines, maintenance facilities,
Where's the
air
video?
conditioning
Alright, where's the
equipment,
video game arcade
living
at?
quarters, and even a botanical and zoological
and even a
laboratory.
brothel, why not,
This
man?
entire space station will have to be
fucking
prefabricated and tested on the ground.
Fabricated on the ground.
After dismantling, it will be transported in
This-
pieces
The
up to the orbit.
fuck, you sure?
For the difficult job
Come on
of
now.
reassembling
You're
the
holding it the
structure,
wrong way,
we have
man.
provided a new
She-
type of spacesuit.
She ain't impressed by you holding
Using
it that way.
gyros and 2 small rocket
Fuck your
motors,
gyro,
the operator
please.
can tilt and move in any direction.
Ass ice cream.
Located outside will be
So,
7 remotely controlled mechanical arms,
You got all
each a specialized tool.
this is the fuck-
By
that's
rotating
too
himself
fucking lazy
within the
bastard.
spacesuit, the operator can use any of the
Ass
arms
clean,
for the
nose
variety
picking,
of
man.
tasks
Yeah, bro.
in assembling the space station.
Come on now.
When the day arrives for construction to begin,
How many she
the
got?
thousands of parts for the space station will be transported to the orbit
fuck?
by our multi-stage rockets.
Fuck you done the fun
We
of
merely
window.
replace the winged passenger section with a simple cargo-carrying nose. These cargo ships will be unmanned. A
Unmanned.
passenger rocket,
Can't get rid of
1,075 miles above the Earth, will guide each of the 12 approaching cargo rockets
Yeah,
to their
that's it.
rendezvous in the orbit. This ship, which circles the Earth every 2 hours, will be the command post until after the space station is finished.
Command universe.
On the
command-
ground, the first of the cargo rockets is
He's
ready for
hanging around
takeoff.
Waiting for what?
When the guide ship reaches the correct position in the
It's
orbit,
pointed down, kid.
the cargo rocket is fired.
Fire it out, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you don't want to run out of that
While
fire.
its motors are firing, the cargo rocket is controlled by an automatic
You're
pilot,
out of
like
here.
a guided missile.
He's out of here, bro.
Up in space, the blast off is observed with the aid of optical instruments.
I don't feel too good
In the
about
guide
it.
ship, the navigator locks his tracking radar on the rising cargo rocket.
Yeah, right here.
At about 24 miles altitude, the first stage breaks away and the second stage motors fire.
That's your cash.
2 minutes later, the cargo head blasts away from the second stage
Yeah, man.
and continues firing until its speed reaches 18,468 miles per hour. Automatically, the motor cuts off. Now, with the aid of remote controls, the navigator rotates the rising cargo
You
rocket
don't want to lose them.
so that when it arrives later in the orbit,
Remote control.
it will line up with the guide ship.
You know what I'm saying?
Here, at 1,075 miles up, follows the most precise maneuver of the entire operation.
Precise.
The motor of the cargo rocket is fired again
gotta be
until its
precise,
speed
too.
and course exactly match that of the guide ship.
Fuck that shit.
Radar remote
How's that
control
guy
will
holding the
enable this
glass,
maneuver to be performed with a high degree of accuracy.
Yeah, accurate shit.
56 minutes have now elapsed since takeoff. The cargo ship is floating
Hold
in
up.
space,
Hold up,
2,000
man.
feet.
Hold up, you talking about a sphere, man. You got a sphere, you got the earth, you got the moon, you got multiple spheres going on. You don't even know what up and down is. You got your big, your small. We're talking about the whole universe you can't even mathematically understand. And now you're talking about accuracy where you got the man holding the glass window like that. Like looking at fear and shit. One of those fucking missile fucking vibrating, whatever the fuck you call it, falls down back to earth, goes under the sea. What, how the fuck you think you gonna come back out of that? Shit, man, I seen stringless thunderbirds get more fucking chance than these puppeteers get cut. Yeah, don't cut the butter, man. Get back to earth, man. See what you doing up there, man. Ain't nothing up there. Get your head back down here, man. You trying to find another earth, man? You be doing, man? Your boys going on down here. What the fuck going on, kid? Shit, bro. Shit.
Feet ahead of the guide ship.
Alright. Look, man, look at the Disney arm
Two
going
crew
on.
members make their
Come,
way to
Jerry,
the cargo
come.
head to begin the unloading operation.
Unload that shit, bro. Unload.
First, the motor and tanks are
Where to
detached.
put that shit? Man, bus mamas.
Then, 2 bottle-type
Dildo.
construction suits are removed from the hull.
Oh, man, you don't want to lose them noodles, man.
When fitted in the airlock,
They just trying to get
each
some
of these
noodles, man.
construction suits will receive an operator.
Who the fuck got beating the shit out of that pump? Why you got the creepy music, though? You trying to scare the fuck out
The
of
sections of the cargo ship are moved back to make way for other supply rockets soon to arrive.
You don't want to hit the motherfucker all the way. Supply rocket
Construction of the space wheel now begins.
wheels, rockets.
The sides of the cargo nose are mechanically separated. Built-in tanks of compressed air inflate this large plastic inner section of the hub.
Where you gonna stick
Thin
that?
metal plates are immediately clamped on the outside to protect it from meteors.
These are
The
perverts.
first workday in
You got a
space
black hole
draws
fetish,
to a
man?
close.
Shit.
Every 24 hours, another cargo rocket will arrive in the orbit.
Oh, that's cash,
When the airlock is attached, the pressurized hub section can be used as temporary quarters for eating and sleeping.
That guy's screaming for help.
Each succeeding load is carefully scheduled so that the parts of the station can be assembled in correct order. Nylon ropes prevent the parts from slowly drifting away.
What the fuck, that kid just said nylon ropes, like, you know, it's the toughest material in the universe or something.
The pressurized hub section can be used as temporary quarters for eating and sleeping.
Nylon ropes.
Each succeeding load is carefully scheduled so that the parts of the station can be assembled in correct order. Nylon ropes prevent the parts from slowly drifting away. Next, the atomic reactor is installed. The wheel begins to take shape now as the three main spokes and rim sections are joined together. Condenser pipes are fitted next so that the atomic reactor may be put in operation. Even though there's no apparent motion, everything in the orbit is hurtling around the Earth at 16,000 miles per hour. The shell of the station is completed.
The shell.
Now comes the delicate task of installing instruments and the multitude of equipment inside. Finally, two small rocket motors on the rim, lasting for a few seconds, will set the wheel in permanent motion to revolve 3 times a minute. As life on the station settles down to routine, the large reflecting telescopes will begin their work. These giant eyes relay pictures to television screens inside the station. One telescope photographs the surface of the Earth. Another keeps a constant watch on the Earth's weather. While the third is trained on our next objective, the moon.
Good God!
The primary purpose of the first moon trip will be to test the methods and equipment to be used on later voyages into deep space. It will be essentially a scouting trip around the moon, and no landing will be attempted.
You're sending kids up there scouts
to understand the plan of the trip, let us use this model.
Use that model, man.
Here is the Earth with the moon circling around it.
Why the fuck's it doing that?
Since the first half of the trip will take 5 days, we must aim the ship well ahead of the moon, so that they both arrive at about the same point in space at the same time.
This man's an expert with a finger.
Here we have a scale drawing of the Earth with the moon 240,000 miles away. This is the elliptical path which our rocket ship will follow, going out and coming back.
He touched it like he's feeding a woman's panties.
For the rocket to leave the orbit of the space station, its speed will have to be increased by firing the rocket for a brief period of 10 minutes. The ship will then coast for 5 days. The Earth's gravity begins to slow the rocket down until 121 hours later, at a point within 60 miles of the moon's surface, it will begin to fall back toward the Earth. Gradually picking up speed, it will take another 5 days to coast back to the space station. This model will show you how our future moon rocket ship might be designed. It will be 53 feet in length, has no wings or tail surfaces, because it will be assembled and operated only in the vacuum of space. For the hull of the ship, we are adapting the cabin section of one of the Earth to Space Station passenger rockets. To the nose, we have added a small atomic reactor, which will drive a steam turbine and furnish electricity for the ship's instruments.
Now, why are you talking about people's turbines? A turbine? I didn't say it. He's supposed to say turbine, you know? He's talking about turbines. I mean, someone gonna turn around and call you racist for that. We got top of people on Earthlings, man. Trying to shoot that extra fancy ass shit. Said, oh, something else we could do further down the line when you ain't even got your first thing. Sort it out, you little shorty finger papa. You understand, big papa? And it's all
the space station.
Come on, it's a turbine.
This model will show you how our future moon rocket ship might be designed. It will be 53 feet in length, has no wings or tail surfaces, because it will be assembled and operated only in the vacuum of space. For the hull of the ship, we are adapting the cabin section of one of the Earth to Space Station passenger rockets. To the nose, we have added a small atomic reactor, which will drive a steam turbine and furnish electricity for the ship's instruments. This shield will protect the crew members from dangerous radiation. The ship's crew of 4 men will be placed 2 in the front and 2 back here. This is a directional radio radar antenna.
TV, catch your sky TV. You know,
located underneath is the airlock for a spacesuit.
TV, all that shit, man.
The suit can be entered from inside the ship.
Into that hole.
Clustered around the rear of the ship are the 7 extra fuel tanks filled with hydrazine and nitric acid.
Liquid nitrogen.
All but the centrally located tank will be released when empty near the end of the return trip to cut down on dead weight. Even though we now have the theoretical knowledge to make a trip to the moon,
how you gonna fucking do it, bro? How you gonna make it, bro? Theory, man. That's the problem with theory. The problem with conspiracy aliens.
It will be many years yet before our plans can fully materialize.
So fuck that, man.
However, let us imagine for a moment that the many problems have been solved, and that after completing our space station, we are ready to begin our first voyage around the moon.
Why you got a demonic eyeball?
Ladies and gentlemen, through a worldwide network of radio and television, we are bringing you an on-the-spot account of the first expedition around the moon.
On-the-spot account.
Here at Space Station number 1, 1,000 miles above the Earth, the final preparations have all been made. Except for the time the rocket is on the other side of the moon, our radio and that of the station will be in constant communication with the ship during the 10-day voyage.
You better not change that down, yeah?
As the moon ship stands by, the all-important pressurized spacesuit enters the rocket's airlock for the last time.
But you hear all the calls, man. It's like a prisoner. You can hear all the
During the trip, it'll be used only in the case of emergency.
The hose cheating on it.
The captain is the last man to come aboard. He will direct the entire expedition from his position at the front of the ship.
Damn, man. Man, here turn gray and shit, dog. Sorry about the volume, man.
The navigator with his specialized instruments is responsible for plotting the unmarked path through
Netflix shit. Why you watching pornos and some of the hentai?
The radio operator must maintain constant communication with the Earth on the space station.
Why is there fire upstairs? What's going on, man?
Finally, the rocket ship's motor and other mechanical functions will be the responsibility of the engineer.
You don't even know how to use that shit. You're like, what the fuck is this?
After final instrument check, the ship's crew lock themselves in position for the blast-off.
Well, you want to get the fuck out of there, man.
Now, only minutes remain until firing time.
Fire, yo, goddamn, man. You gotta be a boss, man. You get fired up into space by somebody else.
The captain sets the automatic firing timer and reports to the space station.
Is that the moon or a speck on your window?
RM1 to Station 1. Firing timer is engaged. We will begin power maneuver for departure.
Oh, there's that Granny's wheelchair wheel again outside.
47 seconds.
Roger, RM1, 16 hours, 23 minutes, 47 seconds, over.
Crew will secure and stand by for firing in 84 seconds. Acknowledge. Navigator, check. Radio okay.
Okay.
Engineer, check.
Beatbox on that shit. Fuck that. Give him some freestyle. There ain't nobody up there, but so you got them all, man. They ain't gonna get past the dawn. You feel me? They ain't gonna get past the dawn. You know. Shit, man. Why is it always gotta do this? Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Crew will secure and stand by for firing in 84
back, man.
seconds.
Sorry, I just had to cut the camera there.
Navigator, check. Radio okay.
Hopefully,
Engineer,
hopefully we won't get any distractions. You think what kind of mistake it would take, man? A tiny mistake. These people could end up on the wrong end of the galaxy, man. They just take one little turn of the steering wheel or the joystick. They gonna find this. Look at this shit. There you go. There you go. Oh, they forgot something. There's the wheel failure. Come on, wheel. Now we're crashing again. Shit, dog. What's going on with me? Alright, listen, I want to say I'm so sorry, man. I might have to catch up on that video some other time, but shit, man. You see how your hard-earned cash is getting paid.
your hard-earned cash is put in this shit like that, man. Thanks so much for watching the video. Sorry we couldn't finish the whole thing, but I had internet connection problems and shit. We're gonna get back to that another time, you know. Shit, man, just watch it, man. Just watch your granny's wheelchairs. Don't touch your mother's fangs, you know. That's what I'm saying. Don't cheat on your hoe. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep thinking you the pimp trying to talk on them theories. You touching up some map like you're some bitch. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't got the wings, it ain't gonna fly. Y'all feel me? So just hang in there, man. Keep your feet back on earth. You know what I'm saying? Do something about them fucking fires in Australia. No fucking around them, man. Really. Take care of your fucking planet. Thanks for watching.